Happy birthday, brother Run. Happy birthday, brother Run. Happy birthday, brother Run. That's me, 'cause I'm the one known as Brother Run. Yeah. Oh, happy birthday to me. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to me, baby. Ooh, ooh, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Hey, hi, love and brother Run. Peace out. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. Brother Run. Tell a friend. Guess who's back and still black? Guess who's back and still black? Guess who's back and still black? And welcome, family, back to We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you so much. We love you, madly, Donald Hines. We love you, madly, Sister Gail from North Kakalaki. You're not lacking, though. You in North Kakalaki. So this is Brother Ron. I just want to come to y'all right quick before I hit the road. Hit the road, Ron. And do come back some more. Hit the road, Ron. And do come back some more. What you say? It's Brother Ron. Yeah, I hit the road shortly for my birthday. On my life affirmation day. Every time I do my birthday thing, I try to do something different for my every birthday, whether it be a dinner, a road trip, or something special for my birthday. I think I owe it to myself to celebrate the makings of me. And this is We All Be, and we all be in it to win it. But I have a lot on my mind. I've been wanting to go live for the last 2 weeks, but I just been working so hard working. But these last 2 weeks in particular have been spectacular in terms of the progress, in terms of the reflection, in terms of the revelations uh, that have been made. And I got so much to share. I'm only one person. I'm a one man army, really. I do have supporters. I thank you all. You know who you are, the donators, other people that give of their time, of their talents, of their wisdom, of their experience. I thank you all, and you know who you are, because I would not have been able to have a birthday dinner if it was folks having a donate. People donate me a birthday dinner yesterday or life affirmation day dinner. I really appreciate that. I'm doing the work of the righteous ancestors, the universe. So God is looking out for your brother Ron. But I just wanted to get on here right quick because I heard people talking about some of the moves I've been making lately. It doesn't really bother me because, like Baba Dick Gregory used to say, my truth does not need to be validated by your ignorance. My truth does not need to be validated by your ignorance. My truth does not need to be validated by your ignorance. I'm doing my Dr. Umar impersonation, right? All right. Okay, so I just want to bring that home. I think there's some things that need to be sorted out. And like I said, I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm my own man. I have my own moral compass and code. But before I get too far into that, I'm going to lighten up the mood a little bit. I have a unique and interesting life. I'm a lover of jazz music. I love jazz music. April is Jazz Appreciation Month. It's recognized nationally as Jazz Appreciation Month. A lot of our jazz greats were born in April. You got Billie Holiday. My man, he's my man, and I love him. God bless a child that got it on. Born April the 7th. You got also one of my favorite people. You got two of the greatest composers ever produced from America. Was born in April. We just recognized the life affirmation day of the one and only Charles Mingus from Watts, a proud son of Watts out in L.A. Charles Mingus, Charles Mingus. Read his autobiography; it's incredible. It should be made into a movie a long time ago. Charles Mingus, in my humble opinion, is one of the top 3 greatest jazz composers of all time. He's one of the greatest American composers of all time, but he's one of the top 3. My top 3 jazz composers of all time is Duke Ellington. He's number 1. Duke is a Taurus, like Charles Mingus, like I. I got number 2, Thelonious Monk, a Libra. Thelonious Spear Monk was a genius on piano and on compositions. We take for granted how much people bit off Thelonious Monk over the years. If you watch late night television, talk shows, look at commercials, watch commercials, you can hear hints of Thelonious Monk music everywhere. They got Thelonious sprinkled everywhere in the culture, but it took Thelonious over 20 plus years to get the proper recognition and respect that he deserved. But Thelonious Monk said the best: to be a genius is just yourself. To be a genius is just to be yourself. To be a genius is just to be yourself. See, that's why I know people got to get an understanding what a genius. A genius is not. You don't have to be as smart or as brilliant as Einstein to be a genius. All you doing, you a person who is comfortable. You are finding the skin that you in, and you don't mind being who you really are. The only way you can make a unique contribution to the world is being true to thyself, to thy own self be true. So to yourself be true. So to be a genius is just to be yourself. That's all it is. And Thelonious Monk, and I got Charles Mingus as my number 3. All these men were brilliant. They were very distinctive on their instruments. When I hear, I could tell when Duke Ellington is playing the piano. I could tell when Thelonious Monk is playing the piano. I could tell when Charles Mingus is slapping that bass. Distinct is like jazz, all about having your own sound and style, your signature. See, that's wrong with people. People like, well, you don't sound like, well, Brother Ron play a trumpet, right, or cornet. I don't like how Brother Ron played the cornet. It don't sound right to me. But I'm playing me. I'm not trying to sound like Louis Armstrong. He's my favorite. I'm not trying to sound like Lee Morgan. He's one of my favorites. I'm not trying to sound like Clifford Brown, another favorite, Freddie Hubbard. I'm trying to sound like me. See, that's why they stopped teaching cursive in class. I'm talking about this AI, this artificial intelligence takeover. They're trying to kill uniqueness and originality and individuality. It's like when you hear a jazz musician play a horn, like I could tell the difference who's on tenor sax. I could tell the difference between Lester Young, Sonny Rollins, Coleman Hawkins, John Coltrane, Dexter Gordon. Actually, Dexter Gordon and John Coltrane kind of sound alike. I don't believe you can have a John Coltrane without a Dexter Gordon. But when you listen to them, they don't all sound alike. They didn't play the same instrument, right? They play tenor saxophone, but they sound like themselves. But they're also about being an individual. That teamwork make the dream work. So what I love, like when I talk about Mingus and Duke Ellington, Duke's birthday is coming up at the end of this month. He's a Taurus, like I am, like Charles Mingus. Ella Fitzgerald, Taurus. So many great jazz musicians were Tauruses and Aries and all this stuff, but I'm all about the Taurus. A lot of great musicians, Tauruses. But if I had a desert island pick, if you never heard this album, y'all need to go get this album. Y'all can stream it. It blew my mind. I've been listening to this album for over 20 years now. It's a desert island. If I had only a small group of albums I could take with me on a desert island, this would be one of them. This is called Money Jungle. Money Jungle with Duke Ellington, Max Roach, and Charles Mingus. 3 of these guys playing, they're reinterpretation, or they're reimagining some of the standards from Duke Ellington's catalog. Duke Ellington is the most prolific jazz composer of all time. You can make an argument that Duke Ellington is the greatest American composer of all time. His fingerprints is all over the culture. And I love listening to Duke Ellington, man, and listening to his music. I love what he and John Coltrane was able to do when they reinterpret some of his classes, like In a Sentimental Mood. Y'all probably don't even know the title of that song, but y'all, when y'all hear that song, y'all know that song. It's like a Quiet Storm thing. Dun, 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 dun. Got Duke and John Coltrane doing their thing, but on this album, you got the children of Duke Ellington. I'm talking about the music creative children, the spiritual music creative children of Duke Ellington, Max Roach and Charles Mingus. These guys was born in the 1920s. Duke Ellington was born in 1899. But they are playing their own take on Duke Ellington standards. And it's amazing to hear. And it's a treat. Check out Money Jungle. You can stream it on your favorite platforms. You go to your favorite vinyl CD store, whatever. I know it's still a store I love in St. Louis called Vintage Vinyl on the Del Mar Loop. You people from St. Louis know about U-City. Y'all know about Vintage Vinyl. It's an institution in St. Louis. So yeah, Money Jungle. Check it out. And I speak of jazz. And it's a sister that is really, she got the spirit of the righteous ancestors. She's an old soul. She got soul and so much more. I want to thank you, Brother Steve, so much for the donation, man. We love you madly. Let's go a long way in the gas tank because I got to go back to Memphis. I got a 6-hour, 7-hour drive ahead of me. But I thought I had to do my due diligence to feed my people because Baba D. Gregory said, you the feeder, huh? You feeder. You the feeder. Feeder. Hey, I'm a feeder. So thank you, Steve, for feeding the movement. And y'all can make them donations. Oh, man. Speaking of that, I ain't even have my banner rolling. Y'all know the Cash App, the $ R2C2H2. Y'all know y'all can hit the Google Pay, PayPal, and Zelle, R2C2H2 at gmail.com. You can Vimo at R2C2H2. You can Apple Cash your support, 901-299-4355. You can join the Patreon, patreon.com/WeAllBe, or you become a member of this channel. And we are in Mercury retrograde, so the season of Taurus and Mercury retrograde. It's a fascinating time to be alive. But support your brother, because I love you all. And today, or this month rather, is the get it right. It's the 17-year anniversary of We All Be. It's the 17 years of We All Be movement. Thank you all, the people who have supported us throughout the years. 17 years of We All Be. And we love y'all madly. Man, I need a 20 times 20 times 20. I need my 20. I can't let you, bro. I appreciate it. Sport. I'm the feeder. Sometimes I feed y'all already. Knowledge ain't free. It's the thing that people got, that knowledge is free. Information is not free. Knowledge not free. You pay a price for learning. It wasn't that long ago in this country that black folks, it was illegal for black folks to learn how to read and write because there's a price to pay. Why was the people in the Garden of Eve forbidden from eating from the tree of knowledge? Because there's a price to pay when you know stuff. There's a burden to know. That's why I don't mind letting people know what I think about certain things and sharing this stuff, because I don't like to carry these burden alone. But now, I don't have it to give, brother. I love you madly, man. But thank you for checking out. I need folks to give me $20. Because like when I get back home, I got to scrub some toilets, mop some floors, vacuum some floors for 4 hours, 3 hours at a time. I do that for 7 hours out of the day, 5 days a week. I vacuum floors, I mop floors, I clean out restrooms. And I ain't too proud to do that stuff. I talked about this before, but like people assume that everybody on YouTube and on these social media things making money. I'm not making money like that. Only time I made some money was 1 year, and the IRS is trying to get me for that 1 year. And that's another story. But they came for Joe Louis. You know, Joe Louis gave the IRS $1 million. They still destroyed it. Or he gave the government $1 million. Gave away free boxing exhibition tickets. Free boxing exhibition tickets during World War II. He helped Jackie Robinson become an officer in the military. Joe Louis was a real patriot for America, and they destroyed Joe Louis. They reduced him to being a greeter outside a Las Vegas casino or 2 or 3. But this is what they do to people, man. So I'm not living large like that, but I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't help pity parties because I'm on my way, and the best is yet to come. Thank you, brother. Right. We love you madly. Thank you. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly, I see you, baby. I see you. Happy birthday. Good Lord. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Love you madly. You know how I feel. Law dog. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Looking forward to catching up with you very soon. We love you madly. But I say it's Jazz Appreciation Month. Let me play. I want to thank my sister Mo, also known as Cindy. That's my name for her. Cindy. She came through. She understood or overstood the assignment. Uh, I want to play something for Samara Joy. She is one of the. I said she's a righteous. She got that righteous ancestor spirit in her. She is truly an old soul. I think she's nothing but 23 years young, and she just won a couple of Grammys, the Best New Artist Grammy. I never heard of Samara Joy until Grammy night, and then that following week I couldn't get enough of Samara. I think Samara Joy, Samara, tomato, Joy. She reminds me of like Ella and Sarah Vaughan. Somebody said Billie Holiday. I don't see Billie Holiday, but I see Sarah. I hear Sarah Vaughan, and I hear echoes of Ella in her amazing voice. But I hear her too in her voice. I hear Samara Joy. She brings so much joy to folks who have ears to hear and hearts to receive. And my sister recently saw her in a concert. Now I've been trying to see her. You know, like she was performing in Memphis, I believe, like a week or so after her Grammy win. And first, tickets were available for her at the Germantown Performing Arts Center out East Memphis way. A little bit farther than East Memphis. It's outside of East Memphis, but it's out east from where I live downtown in Memphis. But them tickets was not available. I tried to catch some St. Louis dates. Everything sold out very quickly when everybody found out what was the best kept secret in the music industry. This beautiful sister from New York City, Samara Joy, or Samara Joy, Samara. I want to interview her and I want to hear her in person. So I've been having a hard time trying to get a hold of tickets, but my sister, my bio sister, Mo, Cindy, got a ticket at the last minute. She was able to get it on resale, I think. And she met this beautiful, wonderful, old soul, brilliant artist, and she wished me happy birthday. So I want to play with Samara Joy, who brings me joy. And I look seeing her in a couple of dates coming up very soon. I'm gonna make that happen. The universe, so God is my best friend. So I want to play what she had to say about Brother Ron on his special day. And this is We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. That's We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. Artist out. Not out, but that's just go.
And go. Happy birthday, Ron. I hope to see you soon. Enjoy it. Can't wait to see you. Happy birthday. And go. Happy birthday, Ron. I hope to see you soon. Enjoy it. Can't wait to see you. Happy birthday. And go. Happy birthday, Ron. I hope to see you soon. Enjoy it. Can't wait to see you. Happy birthday.
So I had to do my Dr. Umar thing with the birthday greeting from that beautiful sister Samara Joy. She brings me so much joy. Samara, somewhere. I'll know the right pronunciation the next time I'm on here. But that was cool. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bio Sister Mo, Lisa, Cindy, as I call her, my pet name for her. But anyway, I want to keep it moving. I don't know how the stream is holding up. I hope you can hear the words coming out of my mouth. Thank you so much. Brother Shaq in the building. Thank you. Salute. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We love you madly. Brother Shakim, what's up? I appreciate your shout out on Facebook. I gotta go through and thank everybody on Facebook as well. Thank you, sir. We love you madly as well. This is the proud grandson, one of our last freedom fighters, Alfred Alfred Skip Robinson, a great man, great black man, a strong, masculine black man. We don't have strong black men in leadership positions no more. You know that's weird. Like people complain about a king and his philosophy, but he was a man. He stood on something. You had Kwame Ture, y'all know Miss Stokely Carmichael. You had all these strong masculine black men 60 years ago, Malcolm X. You had Elijah Muhammad, black men that led. And whether you agree with their philosophy, their political ideology, you had black hetero males or black hetero men in position. We don't have that no more. And that's by design. It's been 6 years in the making. You had that current report that came out back in the day. You had that movie Claudine that showed you we don't want no strong black men in a household with a woman and the children. See, black men, you know, I don't want to get too deep into that, but we're going to touch on it anyway. And I don't want to stay on here too long because I got a long road trip ahead of me. But I want to feed y'all because I've been wanting to get on live for the last 2 weeks, but I've been so tired working my jobs. And, you know, it just, man. But anyway. Thank you, good brother. Always good to hear from you, bro. Thank you so much for birthday greetings. Yes, she did. My sister, she did. She's very thoughtful. I'm surprised you. You know, I don't really like. People always say I met people this weekend and say, man, I just love the fact you shouted me out on my birthday. Like you play your horn, you sing. I don't expect people to do certain things like that for me anymore. If that make any sense, I don't expect people to go how I go. Because I even on my birthday on Sunday, I spent a couple hours wishing people happy birthday. I spent a couple hours doing that. And because on Facebook, I don't know everybody's birthdays like that, but since I'm on Facebook, I try to do my best to wish folks happy birthday in a special way. Some words of inspiration, words create worlds. Sometimes I'll sing or I'll play my trumpet. Sometimes I do both. And it comes from the heart. It's sincere. People say, well, you do this for a lot of people. I said, no, but I thought about doing this for you because I don't know what you're going through right now. People taking a lot of losses over the last couple of years. Over the last 3 years, there's been a lot of L's that people taking. Well, I want people to understand that life is all about being a good loser. Let me say that once again. Life is all about being a good loser. Knowing how to lose is the key to winning. Knowing how to lose is the key to winning. Knowing how to lose is the key to winning. What I mean by that, you know, in life, I'm 43 now. I have lost some people over the last 43 years that I love. They gone home, gone to glory. I have lost a lot of people in the last 3 years that I don't really talk about. I lost things. I lost my hair. Oh, I'm getting bald. Like LeBron, save it all off. Let it go. You don't have a bad looking head. I remember when Scottie Pippen shaved his head off. He's like a California raisin or something from Alien Nation. Long as you have that Scottie Pippen, all them wrinkles in your head like that, you all right. You be good to go. But LeBron, just let it go, man. You airbrushing your hairline. I don't know what they're going. You're wearing a lace wig, lace front. But anyway, sometimes you lose teeth. Sometimes people lose their sight. You lose a step. Life all about embracing change. Whether you like it or not, you got to deal with change. Change is going to come like rain and sunshine. There's a season for everything. But my thing is, I don't know what nobody's going through day to day. You know, I laugh and I smile, and I try to give a good cheer for people. People like to hang around me, and they feel like I'm a positive person. I'm a life-affirming, life-loving, life-living person, and I'm doing positive stuff. But there's a dark side to me too. There's times I wish I could cry, but I don't. I just can't. No matter what happens to me, I just can't feel bad about myself because life is really about not only being a good loser, but also knowing how it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you respond to what happens to you in life that really determines the quality of your life. It really determines your success rate in life. Because in the end, you're going to lose. It's like, life is like, playing in the casino. As somebody told me, they won $9,000 in the casino recently. Like I told them, I said, you may have won 9,000, but what you really got, you got back 9,000 out of the 90,000 that you lost. You may have won 9,000, but you really lost 90,000. You didn't win nothing. You didn't break even, because house always win. Father Time always win. Old boy Dylan Brooks, and I like Dylan Brooks. I'm a Memphis Grizzly fan. I'm not a fanatic. I'm a casual fan. I like the Memphis Grizzlies. I like their cockiness. They're very talented, deep, resourceful team. And I like Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is what is needed. You need a heel. You need a villain. It's funny, people talk about how untalented Dylan Brooks is, but they give him all this free promotion on sports TV, on social media, the news. They love to eat up what Dylan Brooks got to say. And he can't make that many shots, or he's not an all defensive player. He's not an all-star. Ain't about that. He got an all-star trash talking game. And the thing about it is, he knows his assignment. He knows his role. Most of us don't know the assignment or know our roles. Therefore, I respect what Dylan Brooks bring to the table. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know why I brought up Dylan Brooks or the Grizzlies at this point, because I had a senior moment. But I just wanted to put that in, is that sometimes it's like Sun Tzu said something to the fact. It's not about going to war. It's about perception. A lot of things is about perception. A lot of things is about confidence. When you have confidence, you can prevent a lot of problems from happening later on. When you project an aura of confidence and of excellence, you can prevent some things from happening. They could be bad for you and others. That's real talk. Remember in Godfather 1, when Michael Corleone went to visit his father, Don Vito. I think Don Vito, like Marlon Brando character, he was the Don Corleone. He got shot up at the fruit stand, right? And he was at the hospital, but he wasn't being guarded properly. It was nobody watching over him as he lay halfway between life and death. So they could have easily came back and finished the job. But what Michael did, he got a guy that his father did a favor for, to stand guard, to look tough while he went back to get reinforcements. So when the guys came to the hospital to finish out the done, they kind of took a pass, because they saw, it's like a guy out there standing guard. That means he got bodyguards. There was only one person that was out there looking tough, standing guard, who wasn't a gangster. But it was the perception of him being a gangster. And they assumed, because assumptions make ass out of everybody, right? They assumed that he had a fleet of armed bodyguards around that hospital, around the clock, protecting Don Corleone. So a lot of things about perception, right? It's not about reality. It's like on social media, everything is made through filters, right? Everything on social media, internet, it's a projected, it's an illusion. It's not reality. But people assume that's the reality. You look at these Instagram models, a lot of them filter and all this stuff, rent a cars, rent a home, fake money, all this stuff, implants, BBLs, not reality. But when you try to be real in the fake world, it can have tragic, consequences. Like what happened to Tupac. But anyway, and he's my favorite rapper all the time. But anyway, let me move on. Let me see what y'all got to say. Yeah, it's part of the game, man. It's like when people talk about LeBron, he didn't win as many as Jordan. Jordan 6-0, what LeBron is 4-6 or something like that. But Jordan lost too, because every year he didn't go to the championship, and win a championship was a losing season. Well, Jordan played like 15 years in the league, so he's 6-9, right? He's 6-9 in reality. Look at somebody like Bill Russell. He won 11 championships out of 13 years. So he's 11-2. He actually, I think, lost his second year against Bob Pettit and the St. Louis Hawks. Then he lost in the conference finals against Wilt Chamberlain one year. So he's 11 for 2. 13-year career. So every year you don't win a championship in sports, if you're a team sport, whatever, it's a losing year. So Jordan's 6-9. So let's just be real. And it's still impressive that every time he did go to the finals, he's 6-0, and he was the finals MVP. And really, with these type of debates, there's no winner. But I would say this: LeBron James, old LeBron James is better than old Michael Jordan. You can't debate that old LeBron James ain't better than old Michael Jordan. LeBron James, the old LeBron James that Dylan Brooks talk about, he got a chance to win a championship this year. He has put his team in a position to win a championship. But really with Lakers, though, their championship hopes depends on Mr. Glass staying healthy. If Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, the Lakers can't win a championship. Because it was Anthony Davis playing out of this world basketball the last time they went for the championship a couple years back during the pandemic games, the bubble game, the bubble playoffs, shortened season. It was because Anthony Davis was the MVP when they won the last championship. And he is the MVP now. He's the most valuable player on the Lakers now. If they are going to run the table and win a championship, it all goes through. It depends on the health of Anthony Davis. But LeBron James, he's the all-time leading scorer. And the way he's playing better than Jordan played at 38, at 40. He about to be 40 next year. LeBron going to be 40 next year. And his game, he's still one of the top players in the game. And that's incredible. He takes good care of his body. He has a high basketball IQ. So LeBron James is truly an all-time great. He is on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, of the greatest basketball players of all time. Whether you like it or not, LeBron is playing at an elite level this late in his career. That's impressive. So anyway, enough LeBron. Thank you, Sister Betty, for your support always. Continued love and your donation. We love you madly, Sister Betty, for coming through. Memphis 10. Stand on all 10. 10 toes down, man. Memphis 10. I don't really think about, he's a great player. He's a Hall of Fame. He's the first ballot Hall of Fame player. But you think about Kobe, man. Kobe, them last several years, he was robbed. But your body breaks down. Father Time is undefeated. Mother Nature's undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. And, Leonard, he has a great career, but sooner or later, they all hit the wall, man. Athletes, people say they're old. LeBron ain't really old at 38, whatever. But as far as professional sports, that is long in the tooth. And it is everybody's body's different, man. It's like I said with Anthony Davis. If he sneezes wrong, he might blow out his back or something, bust his knee. I don't know. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I hear you, man. Brother Booker T, thank you. Yeah, I need to watch. I know it's on Netflix. I'm going to check it out myself. Thank you for the reminder. But, let me talk about this because I've been on air for over 30 minutes. Thank you all for the people who donated over the weekend, last week and stuff like that. Let me see. Trying to check the time. So let me talk about this thing that people are up in an uproar on my social medias. Let's talk about this. I don't really care, but I'm gonna address it. Like I said with Bob Dick Greg, you say, my truth does not need to be validated by your ignorance. Now, like I said, these 2 weekends have been amazing. And my best Jesse Lee Peterson was amazing. So what I did was I went to the roll call event that Jason Whitlock had, controversial talking head. Used to be made his round on all the sports networks back in the day, ESPN, Fox Sports South, I believe, Fox Sports, some other places. Now he's at Blaze TV with Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's Blaze TV. He got his Fearless show with Jason Whitlock. He's headquartered in Nashville. So Jason did this thing called the roll call, calling men to atone and to rededicate ourselves to our communities and to God, Jesus Christ for some people, God, whatever. So I made it my business when I found out that he was doing this roll call several months ago, that God willing, I will be there in Nashville, because I have been very impressed with the growth of Jason Whitlock over the years. I'm not the biggest Jason Whitlock fan, but once he left the mainstream sports chitlin circuit, whatever you want to call it, sports network chitlin circuit, and started coming into his own, I've been paying attention to him over the last couple of years on different people platforms and podcasts. And it's not about agreeing with somebody 100%. Like the old saying goes, even a broke clock is right twice a day. Even a broke clock is right twice a day. Even a broke clock is right twice a day. And I actually enjoy, even when I disagree with Jason, I actually enjoy his talks, his lectures, his podcasts, his conversations, his thoughts, because he is a intellectual. He does think about the things he throw out there. I mean, it seems like he just has no filters, but I actually can tell he put a lot of thought behind the things he say. And it's not everybody cup of tea. It's not everybody cup of tea, but everybody doesn't like tea. Everybody doesn't like coffee. Doesn't mean it's bad or good. It's just people have options and choices on what they like to consume. So Jason ain't everybody cup of tea or coffee, but Jason has made himself relevant in this conversation as it relates to the culture wars, as it relates to the dysfunction of the black family, as it relates to the emasculation of black men, but men in general. This emasculation culture that's going on for the last 60 plus years in our society, in our country. We have no strong black male hetero leadership. You can't name me one organization with a strong straight black man presence. There's none. 60 years ago, we had organizations with strong hetero black male presence and leadership. So how can people talk about a black patriarchy when there's no strong black men heading any organization, let alone the black family? Far and few in between. Because if we had strong black men, straight man leadership, then our daughters wouldn't act the way they act. You know, they wouldn't choose a Cardi B or Megan the Mayor. She should be called Meg the Mayor, not Meg the Stallion. See, Stallion is a male horse. So you got our women taking on male characteristics. You know, you got people thinking it's cute that black women run everything. You know, I think it's weird. I think it's weird that, you know, that black women are programmed, not all black women, but black women are programmed not to respect their black male counterparts, black man counterparts. I see this in the workplace. I work in places with a lot of black women working dominant in positions of key positions of being supervisors or being gatekeepers. Not a lot of black males. The black males that do work there, they're not strong sometimes in being masculine, in being confident, and standing in their masculinity. And that's by design. It's a plantation. Memphis is a plantation town. It's a corporate plantation town. All right. But I don't want to get on to that today right now. But what I want to talk about is Jason. He tells some hard knock truths about so-called black society today. We don't have a black community. We just have neighborhoods, like Baba Dick Gregory said. If we had community, that means we control the institutions within said community. That means we control our police, we control our schools, we control our finances, we control our media. We don't have no control of that. There is no place where black folks have control of their police, their law enforcement, their education system, their financial system, even their religion. The government controls the religion. Faith-based initiative, FBI. FBI controls religion. So we don't even have control of anything. So how can you say we have unity and community and family? We're not allowed to have self-determination or to have our own version of manifest destiny. So Jason just being real, the baby mama culture, and y'all took offense. Y'all got in y'all feelings. I know Sierra got in her feelings about it, and I love Sierra music back in the day. But what man would allow his woman to dress like how she dressed on Oscars night for everybody to see? Why did everybody get a chance to see the goods that you had to overpay for then? Russell Wilson overpaid if everybody could see what he see every night. No, Future said they for the streets, man. And Future knocked her up before Russell got a hold of him. So I'm saying, like, you got to think about our people are out of order. Everything is out of order. You got black males in their feelings like females because all they raised around is black women. Ain't nothing wrong with black women. I'm not saying all the sisters are bad. This is what I'm saying. It's like that show The Shy. The Shy, y'all love The Shy. Y'all love that show Snowfall. I haven't seen one episode of Snowfall. Y'all might binge watch it. I did see one episode, but it was like one of the early episodes with the dude took the guy in the back of the room and people thought he was beating him up to death, but he was really raping him. And I had to turn out because John Singleton, God rest his soul, he just had a fascination with black dudes getting raped. He wanted Tupac to get raped in his biopic. He just had a fascination. I said, what kind of fetish did John Singleton have, rest in peace, about that? The Shy, the lead black boy in The Shy, he's acting out at school. He's acting out at home. The reason why that's going on because look at the show. There is no strong black male presence at all in that show. You got all straight black hetero males in that show are in a state of arrested development. They're not men. They're just males. They're just existing in a space dominated by estrogen. This dude dealing with estrogen everywhere he goes. So of course he's going to act out because why would he conform to something that's not natural? All that estrogen, where's the balance? Where's the testosterone? There's no balance? And yes, I gave Lena Waithe a Lifetime Achievement Award. See, like y'all nitpick, y'all got selective outrage, like Chris Rock said. I gave a lot of people that y'all may not agree with respect through these Lifetime Achievement Awards that I honor them with. And y'all say it's clout chasing. Well, any award is about bringing exposure and promotion to a certain industry, to a certain agenda. So, of course, it might be a little bit. The Oscars is an industry award for the movies. It's to promote the movie. The Oscars were created to promote the movie industry. The Grammys were created to promote the music industry. I create my awards to promote my agenda, what I'm trying to do in this society. So, it don't hurt my feelings about what is the cloud chasing. But the thing about it is, even though I find some of what Lena Waithe do problematic, I gotta give her props too. I gotta give you. If I deal with the cons, let me talk about the pros. I like the fact that she was key in producing that Dick Gregory documentary, for Showtime. She played a part along with Kevin Hart and some other people in producing that Dick Gregory documentary. And it was a decent documentary. I would not say it's a definitive documentary about Baba Dick Gregory. They left a lot of things out that should have been put in. Or the things that they touched on should have dived a little deeply. It probably should have made it into a docu-series or a limited series or one of those documentary series to get more into the fascinating life of Dick Gregory because he was a phenomenal, multifaceted human being. I like that series she did on Amazon Prime. It's kind of like a Jordan Peele vibe. I don't know, it's like Day or Damn or whatever. It talks about the racism, white supremacy, being as American as cherry pie. Like H. Rap Brown said, he said, violence is as American as cherry pie. So what she was touching upon is America's being like what Dr. King said, the greatest purveyor of violence on the planet is my own government. America is a valid place with or without guns. Guns ain't the problem. Guns is just a tool. Weapons are just tools. Okay, so getting back there, I gave a lot of different people that y'all may not agree with philosophy or ideology or resume acknowledgement through some of my awards. So it is what it is. I mean, is here or there. But with Jason, like I said, there's pros and cons. Jason is needed because he say things. He verbalize things that think, but they're afraid to say because they don't want to be canceled. It's like Donald Trump. The reason why he's so popular with certain segments of society is because he says things that a lot of folks think, but they are afraid to say out loud. That's why Donald Trump had love from rappers early on, because rappers about swagger, they about trash talking, they're about saying what they gonna say, how they say it. And Donald Trump gives no F's about saying how you feel or think about certain things. And really, a lot of us should be like that at this point, because you talking about people getting their feelings hurt, but nobody care about you not being able to pay your car note or you being evicted, from your apartment or from your home, whatever like that. Life is hard. Life is fair. I mean, not life ain't fair. Life is unfair. Nobody ever told me it's gonna be fair. Life is hard, no matter how much money you got in the bank or how many degrees you got. All this stuff. Things happen to people all the time. Just keep on living, as the old folks say. Things happen. Things happen to everybody. Just keep on living. But with Jason, I have seen growth in stuff he say, and he's a classic, what I call, like myself and Baba Dick Gregory and a few others, he's a true thought provocateur. He provokes thought in the thinking person. I'm a thinking person. I'm not a follower. I don't do the cult of personality stuff like y'all be into. A lot of people camps, y'all gotta parrot their talking points. I don't do none of that. I don't follow people that deeply. I might binge some of the folks, like every now and then. I might binge a couple of Tariq Nasheed stuff. I may binge so-and-so, Dr. Umar. I don't watch them every day. I don't listen to all this stuff every day. Because I think for myself. And I got my own set of experiences, skill sets, and talents. And I think for myself. So with Jason, I'm not, being a parrot, trying to parrot his talking points. But I think the things he bring up, like baby mama culture here in Memphis and around the country, Memphis, you talk about the Tyree Nichols situation. People get hypersensitive about that selective outrage. And they try he was being insensitive to the situation. I don't believe he was. He was talking about some of the things that relates to the state reps, right? The Tennessee Three, in particular, Justin Pearson, who's from Memphis, and Justin Jones. There's some stuff in there. I said, you know what? Let me reassess how I view these guys and who sent them and their agenda. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because, why is it that this gets traction and other things don't get traction, right? So my thing is, what Jason's doing is no different what Malcolm did when he critiqued and analyzed what he called the farce on Washington, the March on Washington. You listen to a message to the grassroots, and now I don't want to get nobody in the chat talking about, well, no, Brother Ron, you mean the battle or the bullet. No, I mean the message to the grassroots, a message to the grassroots that Brother Malcolm did November 10th, 1963. I listen to that every November 10th. I listen to that, a message to the grassroots. I know about the battle or the bullet. Y'all keep on saying, because he actually talked about the farce on Washington first in that speech in Detroit back on November 10th, 1963, where he broke down who sent Dr. King, the Big Six, who financed the whole thing. Because like Brother Malcolm said, he said the Negro movement will be controlled by the foxy white liberals in the government, but the Black Revolution will be controlled by God. Let me say that once again. He said the Negro Revolution will be controlled by the foxy white liberals and the government, but the Black Revolution will be controlled by God. See how that works. And what happened to Brother Malcolm? He didn't get the ballot, they gave him the bullet. Okay? See, when you speak that real stuff, that's when they come for you. And when you do a real thing, they really gun it for you, okay? Straight, no chaser. But Jason sound like Malcolm sometimes. I'm not saying he's Malcolm X, because Malcolm was a conservative. If Ida B. Wells Barnett was living today, y'all would hate her worse than y'all hate Candace Owens. Y'all will cancel Ida B. Wells Barnett today. Y'all keep thinking Ida B. Wells was liberal like that. Yeah, she was a part of the women's rights movement, but she was no feminist. She called out Susan B. Anthony on her BS when it relates to Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was her Jegna. Frederick Douglass was Ida B. Wells' Jegna. You know that Frederick Douglass' first wife was a black woman, a sister that helped freedom and gave him his children. But his second wife was a white woman who was about around the same age as his daughter. And so they had a women's conference. And Frederick Douglass, I think he called himself a feminist. He like one of the first supporters, one of the earliest supporters of the women's rights movement, of the feminists. And he thought himself to be an ally. But they had a conference down in Atlanta, and he was informed by Susan B. Anthony and others that he was not welcome down there because he might offend the sensibilities of the white women. And Ida B. Wells called Susan B. Anthony out to her face. Just like William Monroe Trotter called out Woodrow Wilson to his face in the Oval Office. You understand? Who is William Monroe Trotter? Y'all don't know, take a look. It's all online. Pioneer media person, the Guardian up in Boston. That was his newspaper. But he called out, he protested the birth of a nation. He knew it would lead to what it led to, the resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan, the resegregation of the country. He went up to the White House because black folks thought that Woodrow Wilson was the second coming of Lincoln. I don't know how they got that. He was a Democrat, a Democrat. He resegregated the D.C. government. He helped promote the resurgence of the Klan. Now, I'm right, not that far away from Stone Mountain, Georgia, where the Klan came back, the second coming of the Klan back in 1915. Now, at the same time, the Birth of the Nation movie was out. And Woodrow Wilson endorsed it because his classmate, Thomas Dixon, wrote the book, The Klansman, was adapted. Birth of the Nation was adapted from The Klansman. The Woodrow Wilson classmate from college, Thomas Dixon, wrote. Right? Thomas Dixon wrote The Klansman. And so Woodrow Wilson said the Birth of the Nation was like writing history with lightning. So then you got the president that was backed by the black vote. It's like Joe Biden's, Joe Biden's predecessor. If you don't go Democrat, you ain't black. So a lot of black folks voted for him, including a lot of the leadership. I'm talking about the boys. I don't know, Ida B. Wells, I think Trotter, all them was in saying we got to get behind Woodrow Wilson for whatever reason. I don't know why they did that, if I'm not mistaken. But you talk about Ida B. Wells Barnett. Like I explained to Jason in the video, Ida B. Wells was disliked by both black and white people. Ida B. Wells, like Jason, had to create her own platform, the free speech, and headline her own newspaper, which is rare. To have a woman journalist, let alone a woman who owns a newspaper, back in the day, that was rare. This one was a former enslaved black person from Holly Springs, Mississippi. So she created the free speech and headline. She was very critical of the black people in the miseducation system. She was a school teacher at one point. She was very critical of how whites treated black students and teachers in the miseducation system in Memphis. The black folks got rid of her out the school, so they ran out the school system. The white folks finished the job and ran her out the South because she told the truth about what those lynchings were about. They were not about black men raping white women. They were about keeping black folks in our places, about keeping black men subservient and emasculated. Majority of your lynching victims were business owners, black folks who own land, black folks who own businesses. A lot of reasons why black folks left the South and the so-called Great Migration, all that, wasn't because they was just looking for better opportunities up in the slums of the North. A lot of these folks had to abandon land that they owned, hundreds and thousands of acres of land, with only the clothes on their back and with their lives, because there was this state-sponsored white terrorism. seized those lands. I talk about it all the time on my show, even in the 1950s when they lynched Isidore Banks over in Clinton County in Marion, Arkansas. Back in June of '54, this man allegedly owned 3,000 acres of land, which parts of I-55 and dog tracks and these six-figure subdivision homes now are on. And his family was never compensated for the loss of not only their patriarch but also of the land and the generational wealth. So this is what we're dealing with, right? So Ivy Wells ran out the South, her best friend, Thomas Moss, the People's Grocery Store. He was lynched. She was the godmother to his daughter. He had a son on the way who died tragically as well, unfortunately, due to an act of violence later on. This is a lot of tragedy. But yeah. So what did Brother Ron do? I gave him the Ivy Wells award that I created, that I designed. Let me see. I want to read what it says on the Ivy Wells Award. Read exactly what it says. This is We All Be, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. And it's almost an hour on the air. I gotta hit the road, but just pray for me for safe travels. If you don't want to pray for my safe travel, don't pray at all. Don't pray for me. I need safe travels. But let's see. So I said I presented Brother Whitlock with the 2023 We All Be Standing Our Ground and Telling Our Truth like Ida B. Wells Barnett Artivist Lifetime Achievement Award, presented to Brother Jason Whitlock for using his creative genius and exceptional dedicated service to the upliftment and empowerment of humanity. And like I said, I got the video clip of me presenting him that award. And Jason was very emotional that day. About 800 people showed up for his event roll call. And he was like, I guess he was feeling himself because Jason understands that we need men to be men again. If this country is going to be saved or we're going to be able to have some type of redemption for this country, we need males to embrace manhood and masculinity again. But like I was saying with Ivy Wells, she wanted strong black men in positions of leadership. She craved and respected black men being men. Her father was a strong black man. He was a carpenter and a leader of the community in Holly Springs. He was a well-respected leader. He was a carpenter. He believed in family. He believed in community. She was used like Thomas Moss, her friend who was lynched for his successful grocery business. He was a strong black man leader in Memphis. They described him, he was a well-respected leader by all the races. But he was envied by the white power establishment. That's why they lynched him and his business associates. So Ivy Wells had no problem with black men taking the lead. But now they try to make her into a Rainbow Coalition icon. I went to a ceremony for Ivy Wells at her plaza here on Beale Street last year. They were breaking ground on phase 2 of the Ivy Wells Memorial Project, which is near the church where she used to house her newspaper office, the Free Speech and the Headlight. First Baptist on Beale, I think, whatever they call it. But anyway, Beale Street First Baptist, whatever. They got the plaza right there. And I noticed when they're doing that groundbreaking ceremony, and Judge Brown talked about this on the show, they had those rainbow flags. I think they had the United States flags and they had the rainbow flag. So I asked the elders who were involved in the project, like, who idea was it to put these rainbow flags? How does Ivy Wells connect to the rainbow or alphabet agenda? She was no lesbian. She wasn't gay. She loved black men. She married a black man. She had black children. I read her diary. She ain't talking about being no trans this or alphabet that. She'll talk about she would know if she ever get married. Read the Memphis diary of Ivy Wells. It was edited by my dear friend, the late great Dr. Mary DeCosta Willis. Read Ivy Wells Barnett in her own words. When she was a young black woman living in Memphis back in her 20s, how she worried that she would never be married. and she'll be an old maid and all this stuff. Read her from. She never talking about I want to be with this woman. I want to be with Janet. I want to be with Lisa. I want to be a Cornelia and all this, whatever. Rosalind. She ain't said nothing about no women. She's looking for men to be men to lead. Matter of fact, Abbey Wells loved black men so much that when they ran her out of Memphis, and luckily she wasn't in Memphis when they ran her out. Luckily she was out on the East Coast of New York. In New York when they destroyed a newspaper office in Memphis, the white folks. The black men told Abbey Wells, look, sister, come back home. We got you. We are willing to fight and die for you, sister. We are willing to fight and die for Abbey Wells. That's what the black men told her in Memphis. She said, I don't want you brothers to die like that. I don't want y'all to get slaughtered like that for me. Because Abbey Wells used to keep guns. Don't let these guys come out. Well, no, Abbey Wells believed in guns. She believed in the Second Amendment. She said that the Winchester rifle should have a place of honor in every black home. A Winchester rifle should have a place of honor in every black home. The Winchester or a Winchester rifle should have a place of honor in every black home. And she used to carry guns on herself because she was in fear of her life, but she was courageous. She wasn't fearless, but she was courageous. Because to be courageous is to have fear, but to do what you're supposed to do anyway. If you don't have fear, that means how can you be courageous if you're never afraid? If you're never afraid, how can you be courageous? See what I'm saying? Even Jason, he say fearless. Not really fearless. There's consequences and repercussions for what you do. You know what I'm saying? He made a lot of powerful enemies. Like Abbey Wells Barnett made a lot of powerful enemies. So to me, our people are so ahistorical. They got you believe that Abbey Wells is a Rainbow Coalition icon. And she is not an alphabet soup icon. She is not. Same thing with Harriet Tubman. They got these people walking around doing things in her name, pushing the alphabet agenda, the alphabet soup, the alphabet cereal, the alphabet mafia agenda. But Harriet Tubman loves strong black men. All these women that they trying to make, they the strong black sisters. These women wanted men to lead. They wanted men to protect them. They wanted men to stand up, stand out, and be accounted for the community. Harriet Tubman loved black men. She loved black men so much she married two black men. She was married twice. She was married to two black men. The second husband was younger than her. So she got her groove back with the second husband. Outlasted him because Harriet lived to be almost 100 years old. So what I'm saying is, stop letting these folks take our icons for their agenda. Reclaim the narrative. Reclaim our sisters. Because they believed in the black family and they believed in black men standing up and doing what was right for the family and for society. So when people tell me, well, who calling me? Like with Jason and all this stuff, right? Malcolm X was a conservative. Malcolm told us about the Dixiecrats, the Democrats, the Democrats. Listen to his speeches. Who are the foxy white liberals? Conservative. And he wasn't saying that the white conservative was your friend, but like he said, like comparing a fox to a wolf. The liberals are the foxes because you don't see them coming. The conservatives are the wolves because they tell you what they really think. But who's more of a threat? The one that you know is your enemy, but the one who comes as a friend but hides their teeth. To tear you to pieces with. So this is what we're talking about. We're ahistorical because I got grown men. I think they men. It could be trolls. Posting on my video about this and that. They calling me a raccoon. They calling him a raccoon. Nah, I'm a man because I'm not afraid to stand by myself. I'm not afraid to break bread by myself. I'm not afraid to be me. I gotta be me. I don't care what you say because if you really love me and supported me, you claim you my friend. Why I'm scrubbing toilets? Why I gotta scrub toilets at 5 o'clock in the morning? Why I gotta mop floors at 7 o'clock at night? If I'm such a friend, you love what I do, you don't love me. You love what you can get from me. You only love me when I speak truth to what you want me to speak truth to. Don't really love Brother Ron. You don't care about what we all be. I care about where y'all be. I care about Brother Ron. I care about the people. I come from a long line of freedom fighters, man. This is part of my bloodline. On all sides of my family. I got folks that I know that fought in the American Revolutionary War. My great-great-great-grandfather fought in the Civil War as a U.S. colored troop, Frank Moon. He lost his twin brother from injuries sustained at the Battle of Vicksburg. I know who my people are. I know that I'm going to get my check. I can trace my lineage. I know my heritage. I want my people to have knowledge of self. That's why I feed what I feed. But a lot of these folks talking about this, that, what's the alternative? Y'all want to complain? Y'all the same folks that vote for Joe Biden, Calvin Candy, y'all Uncle Stevens. Y'all call me a coon. You call me Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was a race man. The real Uncle Tom was a freedom fighter and a race man. So to call me Uncle Tom is a sign of respect for me because I'm a race man. My thing is this. I don't owe it to nobody what I do with my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people say, well, Frederick Douglass, he married a white woman. I said, so what? You know what I'm saying? People sacrifice so much. It's like for me, it's weird for me because I think I got women admirers, but sometimes women out there afraid of me. They're scared of me. They nervous. They get all shy. They get all nervous around me. I mean, I want some love, man. If you give me love, let's say it was a purple alien that came down here. And she's a female purple alien. And she said, well, Brother Ron, we've been watching you for a while now. We appreciate the things you've done. They can recall shows or episodes I did that I can't even recall. They can quote me verbatim off these shows. They see the work that I do in the community that I don't get no pay for, that I come out of pocket, that put me in a deficit all the time. I run a nonprofit, and it's really a nonprofit. I don't make no money. Unlike a lot of nonprofits where they making 6-7 figures, the administrative officers and stuff like that, right? And I said, hey, this woman, this alien, I know she's purple, she's an alien. And she got 3 eyes in her forehead, she got 3 titties. You know, I'm like Total Recall with 3 titties. But she actually took the time to listen to what I was saying, to watch what I was doing, and to give me constructive feedback. To me, that's love. So if somebody do that for me, what does it look like for me to reject this person that accept me as is? They see all my flaws, my shortcomings. Yeah, they know my strengths, but also they acknowledge my weaknesses, and they embrace me anyway. It goes back to what Baba Dick Gregory's saying. It's not about being in love. It's about being lovable. And I believe I am very much lovable. You know, even Jason, he could be lovable. I believe he's sincere about his points. But like I said, the roll call was cool. I'm gonna get out. Roll call was good. Only issue was Jason Whitlock was sending out mixed messages. Like, it's supposed to be for men to come together and to atone and to recommit to community and family and God. But he said that women were allowed to come. He said, oh, you can bring your wives and girls, whatever. He said that a couple of times on his platform. And then the day of the thing, you know, guys did bring the women in their lives, their daughters, their wives, their girlfriends. Then he said, I don't want no women here the next year. Women are not allowed. But that is a He-Man Woman Haters Club. I don't know, like, you know, it was confusing. But I know he had a lot on his plate because I don't know what's going on with him personally. And he's taking on a lot. He's getting hit from all sides. And, you know, black folks think he's the worst thing since, I don't know. They just think, I mean, a lot of black folks think he just this and that. I don't believe that about him. I think he's a man. Like I told him when I gave him the award, I didn't like you at first, but I respect you now. I really, because I see what you're trying to do. And I believe you're sincere. And I believe he is sincere. And so a lot of people were mad. Some people were mad. I know some people sitting behind me. I believe they came from Texas, his white family. And the husband was upset. And the wife said, you know, y'all want to leave? Y'all want to leave? They said, no, we want to stay. We want to stay. I said, you know what? Like I said, he did say that women can come. But maybe he just like, there's a lot going on. He like caught up in his feelings about it. I don't know. But it was confusing when he was saying, you know, women can come. And I said, you don't want no women. It's like with the Million Man March. It's supposed to be about the men, but women want to come. And women came and women spoke on the program, right? Same thing. Jason said women ain't allowed, but you had that the lady who sang his theme song, she performed, she's a woman. The lovely Shamika, one of his talking heads on his show, she helped facilitate the Q&A. She's a woman. We had people that were running the cameras and taking pictures. They were women. So I don't know, man. I just was like, with all that, it was an amazing experience. I had a chance to talk to people that I normally wouldn't talk to because, the way society is set up. But it was good. Black, white, yellow, all types of people, all types of men came out to show their solidarity support. And so one love to Jason. But anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm trying to move this. Yeah. Gotta hit this road, man. Time is not on my side, man. Okay, yeah, time is not on my side. But anyway, also that was April the 15th when I went to the roll call event in Nashville. Now I'm not the biggest fan of Nashville, but now I see the allure of Nashville. Why people love Nashville because of what it represents. Same thing with Atlanta. Not the biggest fan of Atlanta, but the way that Black people are able to do things here is incredible. It's amazing, and like I told, it's rare to meet some folks that's actually born and raised in Atlanta. So I come to Atlanta, I meet folks from Michigan, from California, from New York, but it's rare for me to meet an actual born and raised ATLian. And I met a couple of them this weekend. It was good for my soul and spirit. So that weekend was the roll call, right, in Nashville. So this past weekend, I went to the Black Agenda, created and hosted by the one and only most controversial Black woman in the Black YouTube sphere, Sister Mechee X from Detroit. Sister Mechee X. Let me put some respect on it. Let me see somebody said. Yeah, I am going to work on that. I'm glad you brought that up because he told me to email him. One thing about Jason, he really is very, he's a people's person, man. Like I saw how he was operating at the event. He's very, like I told him, I said I want to interview him on our platform. He said, well, send me an email. Because like I said, he really loved that award. He really appreciated me giving that award. Like you had a room of 800 people standing ovation. They gave the man a standing ovation, and he was about to tear up, man. He was so emotional that day. But I respect that. But yeah, don't be surprised he'll be on the show very soon. Thank you so much, Steve, for the recommendation. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get him on the show. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. They say everybody gay. They try to make Malcolm X gay for a long time. They try to put him in a dress, but they ain't working. Malcolm X is bulletproof to death. But they try to make it's particular about Black icons. See, even like I remember what Dick Gregory told me. He said, "Well, James Baldwin's not gay. He's just play acting." That was Dick Gregory told me off the camera, off the record. He said, "I was not gay," and people said, "Dick Gregory don't know what he's talking about." Dick Gregory actually, there's this thing on YouTube that him and James Baldwin was over in England talking to Black folks in England. I believe it was in England. Dick Gregory he did know James Baldwin. He did know Jimmy Baldwin like that. But he told me that Jimmy Baldwin was playing gay. Because how can a dude from Harlem have a British accent, right? I think even, what's that guy named? They used to have the conservative guy, white guy used to have the show back in the day. Used to have Huey Newton on the show. Conservative white guy. He kind of like what Tucker Carlson want to be now. I can't think of his name, but he used to have a lot of. He always talk about Dick Gregory, but even he called James Baldwin. How can you have that accent and you're not even from London or from England? So I don't know. Everybody play acting, but yeah, they trying to make her. They trying to, and they'll probably get her family to co-sign that she was gay or bi. That's how they do it, man. Get that money to get that bag. Brother Ron, always a pleasure when you speak. I highly respect your craft and your love for your people and your depth of wisdom and knowledge of LBA history. Thank you so much for receiving that. That guy 120. We love you madly. You know what I'm saying? I love my people, man. Some of my people act like they're evil. Thank you, brother Sean Fenty, for your donation. We love you madly. Why everybody trying to hit me up right now? I'm on live, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I do plan on following up with that with Jason. I just been, man. I've been on a run, man. I just, like I said, I just been moving around a lot, just trying to pay some bills. And I pay all my bills. People think I tell them that I'm not even making no money really off these things, man. Like, you know, one year I made a lot of money. That was like the year that Donald Trump got in the office. So to punish the folks that were making all this money on YouTube and the other social media platforms, they started doing heavy censoring. It's funny, when Trump get in the office, that's when they start censoring people heavily censoring people, especially on YouTube. Because they punish us for getting Trump elected. They punish the alternative media. Look how they deplatformed Alex Jones. Not Alec Baldwin, but Alex Jones. And let Alec Baldwin off the hook. He got away with murder. So it's insane. Let me try to. Man, I'm sorry to help me senior moments. I'm trying to interact with y'all, but I need to hit the road too. But let's see. I think after this one, I'm probably gonna get out of here. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about, man. But I'm glad it feels so therapeutic to talk to you all. So this weekend I did the Black Agenda Report, right? I mean, not the Black Agenda Report, but I did the Black Agenda Conference down here in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where the Klan was reinvented. You know, Stone Mountain, rebirth of the nation, the rebirth of the Klan. Because the Klan was originally started in Pulaski, Tennessee back in 1866. The first Grand Wizard was Nathan Bedford Forrest, the leader of the Fort Pillow Massacre war criminal, as far as I'm concerned. And also the first Grand Wizard was from Memphis. So another Ida B. Wells Barnett Award recipient was Mechee X. And like I told Mechee, I'll upload the award presentation sometime this week. There's so much video I want to share with y'all over the last 2 weeks that I live a very amazing life. I'm not bragging, but I have an extraordinary life. It's weird. A lot of supernatural stuff be happening to me that I always talk about, you know, and a lot of other things be happening. But there's a lot of things I want to share with the people, but I'm just one person. And I really want to do things the right way, want to edit it and all this stuff. Sometimes I get lost in my thought process, but as I move forward, I'm learning how to let some things go and just do what it do. I just can't overthink things too much because nothing gets done when you are constantly thinking about things instead of doing. So I'm trying to balance, and sometimes I just want to be all about that action. But anyway, went to a Black Agenda Conference this past weekend. It was April 22nd and the 23rd. No, Sunday is actually the beginning of the week, but it started on Saturday. And it was Mechee X. She's a YouTube personality. She started very popular in some parts of the Black, you know, YouTube sphere, and very controversial. She is loved, hated, and feared, man. Loved and hated and feared. Everybody has a feeling about how they feel about Mechee. I don't know why I think about Mechee. You either love her or you hate her, but you gotta respect the hustle. You gotta respect her, because I have a lot of respect for the sister. Like, I love watching her lives, and you gotta watch them as soon as possible. Sometimes she got delete the lives or YouTube remove the video. But I believe she's a very sincere sister. Now her mom's Black, her daddy was a white Polish American dude, but she identified with the Black side, the best side, I would say. And she go hard with it, man. She's very grassroots minded, brilliant in her ability to galvanize the masses, to organize, to impart information, to play the dozens. She's good. She's very witty. She's a spoken word artist, a rap artist, musician, very multi-talented. But I felt that she deserved her flowers. So when I found out she was having a Black Agenda conference during my birthday weekend, I had to come to Atlanta, man. Like I said, I always try to do something interesting for my birthday. Go to different places, whatever. Working on my birthday, so to speak. I had to drive 6 hours from Memphis, man. Man, I was so tired this week, mopping and vacuuming and cleaning restrooms. I was like, man, there's so much stuff going on with me. So I drove for 6 hours, but luckily, I was tired. But what kept me from going off the road and going to sleep was that even though I didn't arrive at the conference when it started, they had the option of virtual live streaming. You could pay for a virtual live stream of the first day of the conference. So I ended up paying that $29.99 to access that live stream while I was driving to Atlanta, to Stone Mountain, Georgia, to be there. And I'm thankful that I did. It was so much good information. Uh, the first day, Angela Stanton King was there. The former mayor of Detroit, the hip hop mayor who was he had his sentence commuted by Donald Trump. Kwame Kilpatrick was there. The Honorable Judge Joe Brown, Brown in the house. What can Brown do for you? Judge Joe Brown was there representing, did his thing. There's a lot of interesting people that was there. A lot of named people. But that first day reminded me of what Tavis Smiley used to do, the state of the Black Union. Like when we talk about the issue of all these prominent people like Dick Gregory, Minister Farrakhan, Dr. Cornel West, and so many others would come every year. I used to look forward to the state of the Black Union. It was like woke people Super Bowl. That was my Super Bowl, the state of the Black Union. That was my Super Bowl for me. How some of y'all go crazy about the Super Bowl, and I was into the state of the Black Union back in the early 2000s. Even had Kamala Harris on a couple of things, man. When she was actually Kamala was a good-looking woman at one point. Then you find out about her politics and how she treat people. There's another story. She became less attractive to me. But anyway, the first day was like that. They talk about the gloom and doom, the problems. You had the victims of police brutality, of white terrorism, the families of victims of police brutality, and a state-sponsored white terrorism. They spoke their minds, spoke their piece. Judge Joe Brown, some other smart, brilliant legal minds talked about the legal system and the Just Us system. Kwame Kilpatrick, brilliant guy. I always liked Kwame. Kwame, and he had swagger about him. To me, Kwame, I could see him being the governor of Michigan one day. I could have saw him being a U.S. senator. Hell, he could have even been president. I mean, he was like a shining star on a Democratic plantation. But yeah, he got in that trouble, and then like his own party wouldn't even bail him out. His mama was a powerful Democrat nationally. At one point, she was over the Black Caucus. I think Carolyn Kilpatrick was over the Black Caucus in Congress. But he came from a very politically connected family, well-educated dude. I think, but anything, he got in trouble. He pissed off the wrong people. He did some other things he probably shouldn't have done. He got in trouble, but Donald Trump got him out of trouble thanks to Angela Stanton King. So I mean, it was and then what I like about the second day, on that Sunday, we talked about the problems. She even had a white woman doctor, a former emergency room doctor, who was very critical of the vaccine, who served some time in federal prison. She spoke her mind. She was like, she was possessed with the spirit of John Brown, the way she was speaking. But anyway, so the first day was about dealing with the gloom and doom. These are the issues facing us as a people, as well as individuals. Sunday, my birthday, Life Affirmation Day, was committed to talking about solutions. She had workshops the second Sunday. First day was panel discussion and addressing the issues and as well as the objectives of the Black agenda. What is the Black agenda? It's defining. So the first day they spent defining what the Black agenda is. Second day we spent in workshops talking about solutions in order to fulfill and realize the Black agenda. And I thought it was brilliant how she did that. It's so much stuff, man. A lot of intergenerational learning and collaboration. We need that. It takes a village for a reason. They dealt with self-defense tactics on the second day, urban survival, how to grow and plant, how to grow your own food. Even had some smart, hip young brothers from Atlanta and New York talk about how to take advantage of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, NFTs. They made it plain, man, how to create your own trust wallet where you be your own banker. You know what I'm saying? You can bank with yourself. I mean, like, and then Mechee talked about to close out how to make money online. She gave us a lot of good stuff. Normally stuff that she would charge people for, she gave away for free. But it wasn't free. There ain't no such thing as free knowledge. You pay a price for that. The thing blew my mind, man. It's like, this is what I was looking for when I went to the FBA conference a couple years back in Atlanta. Tariq Nasheed. Now, Tariq has done a lot of good. But I ain't one of people. Tariq, with his documentaries, I got him to Tariq because somebody who knew I was when I was a janitor at Lamont Owen. See, I stayed, when I was mopping floors and cleaning toilets in Lamont Owen, it was a brother that recognized me. It was office work. He said, "Yeah, brother Ron, what's up, man?" I said, "Man, let me give you this. Are you here to hear the codes?" I said, "No, I was here to code. Let me give you this DVD, man." He brought me a DVD. I saw the first hit the codes. This was like over 10 years ago. And I was hooked. That's how I found out about, Dr. Umar Johnson. Got hit to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson and all this stuff. And the rest is history. So I've been to, like, how many Tariq Nasheed events I've been to over the years? Because the first event I went to was back in the fall of 2013 at Tennessee State University. He spoke to the people at Tennessee State University. Then I went to his event outside of Ferguson back in 2014, where I presented him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. See, I gave Tariq Nasheed a Lifetime Achievement Award because of the work he was doing in the colors. And I even brought his Art of Macking book. I'm not the greatest Mac. If I was, I'd be in a different place right now. But excuse me. But I brought his Art of Macking book. He signed that, and I gave him his We All Be Award. And I asked him a couple questions on camera. So what was another event? I've been to a Hidden Colors. I don't know. That was 3. Did Hidden Colors? I've been like, wait a minute. Yeah, Hidden Colors. I think it was 3 or 2 screening he did in Memphis at one of our Malco theaters. Then the last event was the FBA conference where I met his mom and thanked her for raising the interest in a gifted son. And Tariq is very talented to me, but his FBA conference left a lot to be desired. It was underwhelming because, like, it was confused. It wasn't focused. Like, you talking about FBA Foundation Black America, but you got people on your panel talking about Pan-Africanism, talking about this and that, but not talking about foundational Black American business. It's like basically you had folks doing their YouTube presentation on stage instead of it really engaging in solutions. You just like people that's doing their thing. The Honorable Judge Joe Brown was there. He did what Judge Joe Brown do. Do his thing. Riza Islam was there. A couple of people that people recognize from the Black social media YouTube stuff. But it wasn't what it was. But I met some good brothers and sisters at that conference, but it wasn't focused. It left a lot to be desirable. Whereas with the Black agenda, Mechee actually had this at a Black-owned facility called the Atrium, which is a nice venue. She had vendors there. She had food. Another issue at Tariq's conference, he didn't have a lot of food vendors there. Not to my knowledge. I mean, he had vendors there, but it was not a lot of food options. Whereas Mechee, we had food options. And it was at a Black-owned facility called the Atrium in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Had a great time. So we gave Sister Mechee X her We All Be Ida Wells. Let me read what I said for her. About the same thing, but I was reading as a reminder. All right. So we gave it a 2023 We All Be Standing Our Ground and Telling Our Truth, like Ida Wells Barnett, Artivist Lifetime Achievement Award, presented to Sister Mechee X for using her creative genius and exceptional dedicated service to the upliftment and empowerment of humanity. And she was taken aback. And guess who made a special guest appearance, a cameo? Yvette Carnell of Breaking Brown, Adolf Yvette Carnell, and Mechee been a very much a vocal supporter, advocate of the ADOS movement, the American Descendant of Slaves movement. That her, Yvette Carnell founded that movement with Tone of Tone Talks, right? Out in LA, the lawyer from LA, Tone of Tone Talks, like his stuff as well too. But Yvette was on stage when I presented Sister Mechee X with this award, and she got a standing ovation. People loved it. Yvette gave her props. I told her, "You are a guilty pleasure, ma'am. When you get on live, I'd love to tune in, or I tune out to tune in to get in when I fit in." But I said, it's like with Dr. Michael King Jr. I said Michael, not Martin. The folks in Atlanta know what I'm talking about, because his name was Michael King, not Martin King. The people know, even in a circle called Michael. He said that human salvation will be saved by the creatively maladjusted. Or human salvation lies in the hands of the creatively maladjusted. And the people that she assembled for this weekend, I say, this is the real Justice League. This is the real Justice League. This is the real X-Men. And this is what Wakanda's supposed to be. And, I mean, we gave her a standing ovation. Mechee was not expecting this. This was not scripted. But everything, like even with Jason Whitlock, with Mechee, where I gave him this stuff, was like a movie. And that's my design, right? I drew that picture. I mean, it kind of like A.L.L, whatever. But I remember her great-granddaughter saw me with my shirt on with that image on it. She said, "That's my grandmother. Why she holding the gun next to her face?" But she recognized that's who I did. And we took a picture together. It was at the association, the African American Association was African American Life, A.L.L, that Carter G. Woodson, Dr. Carter G. Woodson's organization, A.L.L, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. So we was at their national convention or conference in Cincinnati back in 2017. And a lot of times when I would go to these conferences like that, I would bump to A.L.L's great granddaughter, Michelle Duster. I think her name is Michelle Duster. But anyway, she saw me with that image on my shirt. She said, "Oh, that's my grandmother." I said, "Yep." So anyway, if she thought that was a grandmother, it's A.L.L. Anyway, Mechee was like cool, but I thought Mechee was afraid of me because I was trying to approach her sometimes after I gave her the award, and like she was trying to avoid me or something. But she had a lot going on. She was getting ready for her show that night, a performance she was doing that night at the same venue. And I just wanted to take a picture with her and stuff and tell her I really appreciate her. So like yesterday, after the convention convened, I finally approached her again before I went to go give me something to eat, treat myself to Papados. Thank you all who donated to me so I could afford me my alligator tenders and my catfish at Papados. And I love Papados. But anyway, I touched her on her elbow slightly. I said, "Hey, Mechee, I just want to thank you so much. I know you're very sincere. I know it's hard dealing with our people when you gotta love our people to serve our people the way you serve them. So I just want you to stay encouraged." So she said, "Oh yeah," and I said, "I thought you were scared of me." "I'm scared of you. I ain't scared of you. I'm scared of you." I said, "I know you ain't scared of me now." Then I told her it was my birthday. She gave me a good hug, and we took a picture. So I'm looking forward to the Black Agenda coming to Memphis in June. And also, Pastor Ray Higgins made an appearance. And I had a chance to talk to Pastor Ray Higgins on my birthday. And we had a good conversation because, the African Village, the organization that he runs, is headquartered, I believe, in St. Louis, Missouri. So I told him I went to school in St. Louis, Missouri. When he started laughing, he said, "Yeah, it is about misery up there, but don't be surprised I had Pastor Ray Higgins on the show." I told Pastor Ray Higgins, "I learned about you when you used to be on the Michael Basin show back in the day." And I was really interested in the things that you were talking about as relate to religion. I said, sometimes I feel discouraged because people think my own people that I love think I'm crazy when I'm trying to help them. He said, "Man, keep on doing your assignment, man." He told me that. I said, that meant a lot hearing him say, "Keep on doing your assignment. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Everything else will fall in place." So, okay. So he gave me his contact information. So I'm try to get Jason Whitlock on, Pastor Ray Higgins, and Mechee X. So thank you all who have supported me faithfully over the years. Words of encouragement, donations, whatever, buying products, artwork, t-shirts, whatever. We love you madly. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna wrap it up now. I think I said what I had to say. I got a 6+ hour road trip ahead of me, and I want to thank you all for your love, your care, your sincerity, your well wishes, your positivity, your affirmations. We love you madly. Let's see. Let me look into the chat. I'm getting out of here. Thank you from Pittsburgh. You know what's funny at these conferences? Roll Call with Jason Whitlock in Nashville. The Black Agenda with Mechee in Stone Mountain, Georgia. People recognize who I was. And you, Brother Ron, man, I love what you do. Da, da, da. People are like, no, Brother Ron, Brother Ron, Brother Ron. And it's funny how people, it's amazing that people know you. People like, man, I've been listening to your show for years, man. Thank you, brother, for all the things you've done. Not just Dick Gregory, but the other things that you do for our people. So I appreciate that. Thank y'all. He had a brother that I met. He said, man, I thank you. I'm your Facebook friend. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday, man. I know you do this for a lot of people. I love the fact you play your horn, you sing your song, and the words you put on my page. It really, it's what we say. I look forward to that every year. Like some people they'll text me or call me, Brother Ron, you didn't wish me happy birthday. I'm saying, but do you wish me happy birthday? A lot of y'all think I don't even have birthday. I'm a human being like y'all. Everybody always tell me I should wish them happy birthday. They actually text me, say, you forgot, Brother Ron? Yo, you gonna sing or dance or play a trumpet for me? It is what it is. I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in another show. I didn't want. It's like even the Jonathan Majors thing. He did all the stuff he did. They still trying to destroy Jonathan Majors. Okay, it messed with my screen. Time me to go. Now I heard some horrible news, some terrible, terrible, terrible news that we lost Dr. Automatics. Dr. a brother, lawyer, freedom fighter, attorney at war. Automatics became a righteous ancestor, I believe, yesterday. I'm not sure. Dr. Randy Short sent out a text message. Somebody asked me, Dr. Randy Short sent out a text message to us late last night saying that Dr. Automatics is a righteous ancestor. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get some confirmation, but if he is, may peace be unto him and his family. He fought a good fight. He was really loved our people. He did a lot of innovative things. He made some real big sacrifices to love on our people, to serve our people. I even presented him with a We All Be Lifetime Achievement Artist Award, right? Back in 2014, I went to Brooklyn to his headquarters where he did his thing and stood before him and presented him with this award. And this is back in 2014. Actually ran into Alton down here in Atlanta several years ago. This is back in 2015. I took a picture with him and Tawana Brawley, and they put it on CNN that same year. Because a friend of mine, a brother from college, Brother T-Mac, said, hey, Brother Ron, they got a picture of you and Tawana Brawley in Automatics, but they never asked or sought my permission. I guess they got off my Facebook page. But anyway, may God be pleased with him. May the best is yet to come. But sending amplified blessings and condolences to his family. Automatics is a legend. And a lot of us don't know about him. Y'all know about Ben Crump, but y'all don't know about no Automatics. So y'all talking about we wish we had Johnny Cochran. We still had Automatics for all these years, but yet he never got the respect and love that he deserved. And it is what it is. But he was our attorney at war. Dr. Short's still around. He had a health crisis last year, but he recovered beautifully. You catch him on other people's platforms, but like the thing about my platform, YouTube keep on removing my Dr. Short videos. It's funny when if he's not a threat, how come y'all keep on trying to erase him? He can't have a channel or anything. But there's a lot of people that have interviewed Dr. Short outside my platform. See, my thing is, I'm a dude that gets stuff started. Like, I was a cat that got people interested in interviewing Dick Gregory. I was a guy that got people interested in interviewing Judge Joe Brown. I'm the guy that got people interested in interviewing Dr. Randy Short. I'm a trendsetter. You understand? See the way I wear my hats and all this stuff, this thing I do. You know, I got folks at the job I work. They see me wearing my hats the way I wear. You be wearing a hat, man. Hats love me. I love my hats. I get this from my grandfather, my mother's father. I love some hats, man. But folks, they start wearing their hats. They see me wear hats. They want to wear hats. And I even met Tyree Nichols' stepfather. You know, people making fun of him wearing a hat in church and stuff. He was sitting next to the vice president of the United States with his head on in church. And folks got on his head. I said, when I met him at the Civil Rights Museum, I said, man, brother, when I saw you wearing your hat, it freed me. Kind of like how Dick Gregory talking about how watching Django Unchained freed him. It freed me. I said, brother, you freed me. I love wearing hats inside. I believe guys should wear their hats inside. Because I know when you go to Capitol, to the Congress, the Capitol Hill, they make you take your hats out. I believe dudes should wear hats inside. If women can wear their hats, I spend money on a lot of my hats. I want to be able to wear my hat. I want to style my hat. So if we're going to say that dudes could compete in women's sports, that dudes could go to women's restrooms, then guys should be able to wear hats in the house, in the buildings, in church, like women do. And a lot of guys do wear hats. They get away with it because they're religious. You know, they wear we call that stuff, a kufi and all that. Nobody tell them to take their kufi off. So why gotta take off my Stetson or my whatever? You understand? So anyway, what's this? They disbarred them because we didn't stand behind them like we should. You know, it's funny. Like, look at who became big after that Tawana Brawley stuff, right? Al Sharpton. Look at where Al Sharpton is versus Automatics. It's like you got to take a vow of poverty almost just to serve and love your people, really. But yeah, we don't appreciate that. I ain't gonna get all that, but thank you, man. You right. But he did the case with Michael Stewart. I talk about Tyree Nichols. Remember what Michael Stewart case in New York when the brother got beat to death by the police, by the subway cops or whatever, for graffiti? What's the difference between Michael Stewart in '83 and Tyree Nichols in 2023? Nothing but 40 years, but same old, same old. You know, he actually was dating Jean-Michel Basquiat's ex-girlfriend. And Jean-Michel was traumatized what happened to Michael Stewart. He said that could have been me. Because Jean-Michel made his name being a graffiti artist, spray painting stuff on the subways and on the walls. He said that could have been me. And Jean-Michel lived to be 27. But anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you, Daryl, Brother Daryl, for the donation. We love you, Matt Lee. And for everybody who donate and will continue to donate. Because I go in my gas tank and I go home. I need all the help I can get. Because I be going on a just like a prayer in the wing, man. I don't know how I be making it, but I be making it. God is good. So thank y'all that donate and continue to donate. And know that the best is yet to come. Man, it is, you know, that we always sell our best, man. We always betray, you know, like Kwame Torre, Stokely Carmichael told the end. I remember reading this Washington Post article. Kwame died of cancer. He said they gave him the cancer. I believe they did give him something. The government or CIA gave him something that killed him. But they had like a dinner fundraiser for Kwame in D.C. right before he died. This is like, I think it was a Washington Post article I was reading. He said all the civil rights icons and legends. And I like Farrakhan, Marion Barry, Jesse Jackson. It was a who's who of civil rights people. They did this fundraiser for Kwame to help pay for his treatments. He was dying from cancer, I believe. I think Kwame died at 58. I don't even think he made 60 years old. I could be mistaken, but I believe he died back in 98. And I believe he was even 60 years old yet. But he was dying, man. But Kwame stayed true. Kwame, he must have took a vow of poverty. Kwame was brilliant. He had a brilliant mind. He was gifted communicator. I remember Mom, he had a lot of charisma. My mom used to talk about when Stokely Carmichael used to come to Memphis. He'd go to Hamilton High School where Mom went to school. And them women would swoon over Stokely. The girls would swoon over Stokely Carmichael. Had a friend in the movement, the late great sister Margaret Block, whose brother was the late great Sam Block. Sister Margaret used to joke with me and said, "Hey, Ron, we used to call Stokely Star Michael." Because he thought he was all about the camera and getting all the attention. But he had like Malcolm. Malcolm, a lot of cats were jealous and envious of Malcolm because he had the look, he had the charisma, he had the mouthpiece. Same thing with Stokely. But with Stokely, towards the end of his life, he was poor. He was broke. But yet the people that he came up with, like I don't know, it was Mary or somebody said, a lot of us, we sold out. A lot of us, we took the bag. We did what we do to be comfortable. But Stokely never. He was always about the beautiful struggle. So it's like when people like me, people think that I'm gonna be happy not having nothing. Like, knowledge is free. If it's free, how come you don't want it? How come you don't do what it takes? Don't you know? I put gas in my car. I pay for things in order to obtain things. I used to pay my own way traveling around the country, trying to run down Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory wasn't paying nothing for me. I had to pay for my own hotels, had to pay for the gas, transportation, had to pay for my own food. He might treat me from time to time to a dinner or to a breakfast. He did that several times, but not all the time. Like he said, he owed it to me to give me access to him because he saw that I was committed to getting the information from him to the people. That's why he called me the feeder. But I'm saying, like, I just make it look easy because I'm a professional. Professionals make stuff look easy. It's not easy. I make it look smooth. It's not easy what I'm doing. I take it for granted a lot of times. My cousin told me, Ron, you think you like everybody else. You're different. I said, I don't know. I can only be me. I don't know how to be anybody else but me. But I want y'all to be you because like the Thelonious Monk said, to be a genius is to be yourself. To be a genius is just to be yourself. But before I get out of here, thank you all. Just under 2 hours, excuse me. I said 2 minutes. I wish. Happy birthday to me, and we getting out of here, babe. So this is We All Be. News Free Dixie for the 21st century. News Free Dixie. For the 21st century. Do it. Happy birthday, brother Ron. Happy birthday, brother Ron. Happy birthday, brother Ron. Cause I'm the one. Cause I'm brother Ron. The do run. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Let it rain on me. It's Brother Ron's birthday. We all be in it to win it. See how it works. Happy birthday, Brother Ron. You gotta have fun, man. You gotta have a sense of humor or humor. HUE-MOOR. Humor. Thank you, Mrs. Me, for your donation or donation. We love you madly. Y'all coming through for it, brother. I got some gas for my return trip back to Memphis to see the good of old. But I plan on being back at the ATL shorty. I get it now. I hope to be back here next month and bring y'all. I got so much stuff to share with y'all. I got so much footage. Like I still got to put the Fort Pillow Massacre reflame ceremony online. I got interviews I've done. I got some things coming in, man. But thank you all for being very supportive, for being loving, for being caring, and just for being you. Because I gotta be me, you gotta be you. So please feel free to support the movement. How y'all been doing? Cash out your support. $ R2C2H2. That's $ R2C2H2. PayPal, Google Pay, Zelle support, R2C2H2 at gmail.com. That's R2C2H2 at gmail.com. Vimo your support at R2C2H2. That's at R2C2H2. You can Apple Pay your support. 901-299-4355. That's 901-299-4355. You become a member of this channel, or you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/weallbe. That's patreon.com/weallbe. And let me see. Okay, let me read the disclaimer. Thank y'all so much. I look forward to hitting this road. On the road again. I'm on the road again. Yeah. But tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'll be at work mopping like floors for 4 hours. So I thank y'all for this break from the normal, regularly scheduled programming. But we're about to get back on it. But anyway. If you like the words from Brother Herb, please spread the word. Share We All Be TV with your circle and with strangers. We all be TV while you still can, man. Because we all be in it to win it. And y'all know we're in Mercury retrograde, right? But I'm a Taurus, I'm going to stay with it. All I do is win, win, win. Disclaimer, the views expressed by hosts and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints and expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support. Thank y'all so much. The words of Great Duke Elton. We love you madly. The words of Brother Ron. Keep on producing and pushing. Artivist out, man. Until the next time, the marathon continues. One. Love and happiness. Love y'all. Thank you.